Hi, it's your girl Lily. I'm gonna welcome you to my story time again. I decided to do stories because I realized that I have so many stories that I can tell you for fun or just to inspire you and see where we get with this. Today, I'm gonna start the first series of videos on coming to America, my own experiences, guys. I know I got raving questions. People were reaching out to me, and people are still reaching out to me after I did a series with Alex Chamwada months and months ago on Daring Abroad. I had so many people reach out to me through Facebook, through Instagram, to ask me questions, to ask for guidance, to talk to me about things in general, and just to appreciate my story and that tell me that they were inspired by that. And now I've decided to give you a little bit more details because I couldn't put everything on Alex's segment. So I'll be talking to you, telling you about my journey and my transition to America. So I'll do a series of videos and I'll call them Coming to America. So this is going to be Coming to America video 1. Okay, get something, sit down. Let's talk because this is my story. That before we talk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're somewhere, and I'm talking to my Kenyan folks, because those are the people who've been reaching out to me, and they're looking to go to America, you need to watch this video because it will help you a great lot. So, I was lucky and blessed to get or to be able to come to America. And for the people who keep asking me to help them get visas, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, personally, I do not give visas. Visas, if you want to get a visa, go and make an application at the embassy. Make your application and go to the embassy, do the interview. It's a whole process. They will guide you through it. When you go make an application, you get an appointment for your for your interview. It's a whole thing. But if you want information on a visa, on visas, and including the green card lottery that's about to start, go to www.usa.gov, go under visas, you'll get all the information you need. Other than that, you can also get applications for the DV, the diversity visa program that's about to start. That's the legit application. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. Don't be duped by people who will ask you for money to do your application unless you're going to a cyber and the guy is charging you for the time you spend on the computer. But if somebody else from somewhere is telling you, send us this much money so that we can process your green card lottery application, just know those are conmen. So now let's talk about my journey. I remember coming to America, and I had been on planes before, okay? I had been on planes before, but this was the first long flight I'd ever had. So I was on a British Airways flight that went into Heathrow Airport in London. Then from London, transitioned to Newark Airport in the United States. That's in New Jersey. So the challenges started in London when I arrived in London, and I have to figure out the next gate, guys. It was hard because the gate where I was supposed to be, I had to go and take a bus, and the bus had to drive me to the next terminal, and for me to get access to my gate. So I learned very fast that I have to keep asking for help. So I could see somebody wearing the uniform of British Airways and would just be like, where am I supposed to be? And they'll just help me until I got to where I'm supposed to be. And it was really hectic. Needless to say, I have never traveled through that airport again. Nothing against that airport or anything. If you love that airport, good for you. But I don't want to do that again, so I don't go through London ever. Okay? So, when I arrived in Newark, you guys, I had a little paper, which it was an email that I had printed, and this email had an address of where I was going. It had my information that I needed, just as a backup plan. So this paper was on me the whole time. When I arrived, went through immigration, and finally went to baggage pickup. I picked up my luggage, and I sat there waiting for my people to come pick me up. 1 hour goes, 2 hours go, 3 hours go. I remember after 3 hours, I had some money on me and I went to buy coffee. And when I went to buy coffee, they charged me $1 for coffee, and I was like, only $1 for coffee? This is cheap. Yo, I had not realized, I didn't know the value of the dollar yet. So for me, it was just, maybe my head is still thinking shillings. I don't know. So I bought coffee, and actually that helped me because after buying that coffee, I got some coins back, which I went and used on the call box to now try reach out to my host. When I called my host the first time, he told me that he sent somebody to come find me. And then when I called the second time, there was no response. The phone was off. So what do? I figured there's taxis outside. I can just get the address that I have, get in a taxi, and it will take me to that address. So I started trying to get this address. Guess what? I had already lost it. I couldn't find it. 4 hours I've already been in the airport, just sitting there waiting, and now I don't have the address on me, so even my backup plan is gone. You guys, oh my God. I started freaking out. Oh my God, my heart. I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen to me if nobody picks me up? I don't have an address. These people will probably figure out that I'm stranded here. What are they gonna do to me? So I started walking around. You know, they normally say you cannot leave your luggage unattended, and I left my luggage unattended and just took my carry-on. I had 2 suitcases which I left there, took my carry-on and went back up the stairs and started walking around the airport. I walked around the airport, went and took the air train, the train. Went to the next terminal, and then you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a cyber cafe, people. I'm looking for a cyber so that I can go sit in there and, print out this email so that I can have access. Even just because my phones were not working. The moment I was here, nothing. I couldn't access the internet, nothing. I couldn't call anybody on my phone. The phone was as good as nothing. It was just dead. So I started, looking for a cyber. I started asking people, do you know where I can find a cyber cafe? These people didn't even know what the hell a cyber cafe is. And they're like, what is that? Like a place where I can access computers? Heck no. Here people have their own computers. You don't have your computer? And then when I started, when they said that, I started realizing, everybody's with their laptop, their own laptop. They're just walking around with laptops. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't know. My phone is good. And then all I knew is my luggage is at terminal XYZ. That's where I need to get back to. So I continued to look. I went and I was just like, nothing. I could not find any cyber cafe, and that's when I realized, oh my God, I'm in a freaking foreign country. Guys. So after being out there for almost an hour looking for a cyber, I decided to come back, and I was like, I got on an escalator, I'm escalating down, and guess what? I look right down there in front of me, guess what? My host was standing right there, and he recognized me. He had not seen me for what? Like maybe 15 years, because the last time I saw him, he was my Sunday school teacher. I was in class 1. I was probably 7 years old, or I don't know, 6 or 7. So when he saw me, I was so shocked that he recognized me, and he smiled at me. And the moment he smiled, I also knew that was him. And I came straight and said hello to him, and he spoke to me in Swahili. And I knew, okay, I'm in safe hands now. Okay, so I told him my luggage is over there. So he told me, oh my goodness, he was at an event, his phone died. He had no access to the charger. The person he sent did not find me. So I'm thinking, when this guy came, I was already loitering all over the place. Like he did not, So, so finally I was lost, but now I'm found. I was picked up in the car, went to the house. So when I was in the car, actually, I remember at that time in Kenya there was only like what, 2 hammers or 3 hammers, and when I was driving from the airport with this my host, I was noticing every hammer that I was just like, oh my god, is this the land of hammers? There were so many. I was so fascinated, and I kept saying, wow, a hammer. He started laughing. He's like, oh my god. Then I started noticing the roads are so beautiful. Oh my goodness, the roads are so beautiful. Some are going up, some are going like that, and they are very, no potholes, just like carpeted roads, man. I was just like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I am at the right place. This is where I'm supposed to be. So, oh, by the way, I have a beautiful view of the park. You might want to look and see. Excuse me, you need to turn the camera to the park.
I'm seeing the park.
Oh, okay. So, guys, now let's continue. I got to America and life started. The first day, it was nice because it was a weekend. This was a Saturday. The following day was a Sunday. We went to church. It was nice. But the thing is, my host kept introducing me as, hi, this is Lily. She just came from Kenya. And these white people were like, wait, you just came from Kenya? How's your English so good? And I would respond, yeah, because we were colonized by the Queen. We speak the Queen's English. Duh. Yeah. We are the Brits. We have it. So anyway, I was feeling myself, that I speak better English than your English. So they were like surprised. You came from Africa and you speak so good English. Dude, I'm a grown-ass woman. I went to school. And actually, English is our official language in Kenya. Hello, do some research. I started feeling a little bit, like people here are so ignorant. That started coming to me really quick. I started realizing that people are just really ignorant out here. So anyway, these are really people who are really way older. So some of them are really like senior citizens. So I didn't want to have issues. So I would just smile and tell them, no, we speak English all the time. I grew up speaking English and Swahili, blah, 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 blah. Commonwealth, British colony, all that good or bad stuff. Anyway, so after church, I realized that, my host really wanted me to venture and see I was with the lady now. She was very nice. She actually taught me how to be a host, okay? She wanted me to venture out. She took me around. She didn't have to because we could have just come from church and go straight home. She took me around, took me to the mall. We drove around. Then we started driving, went to McDonald's. We went to McDonald's to get some burgers. I didn't like that at first because I still didn't have the taste for it. Then from there, I noticed that, she wanted to go do some banking. I was like, a bank open on Sunday? Well, her bank was open on Sunday. So some banks actually do work on Sunday. But then she went to the drive-thru, guys. Now, this is where America started getting very interesting, okay? She went to the drive-thru. What happened was magic to me because I'd never seen anything like this. Something comes from God knows where, like a tube from a pipe or a pipe from a tube, whatever, I don't know. It opens over here. She pulls up the container, puts in her her ID, her withdrawal slip, shuts it down, puts it there, goes, whew, disappears. And then after a while, you hear somebody's voice saying, hi, how are you? And I'm like, who's talking? Over there. The building is over there, but we are here in our car. Then she says, oh, it's XYZ. And then they say, oh, it's nice to see you, blah, blah. And then guess what? The next thing you see, whoop, the thing opens, it's money. Withdrawal, done. I was like, damn. What? Okay. Wow, that was like, I wanted to write that. I wanted to sit down and just write the experience so that I don't forget. From there, we went straight to a car wash. She washes her car every Sunday. Same thing. We drove in. The car, she was told, put it on neutral. The car starts moving on itself. Going. Things are happening. Water, shwa. Things so... Things happening. All of a sudden, you can't see anything. And you're like, what is happening? And then within a minute, something is blowing like it's supposed like a blow dryer. You're out of there. The car is clean. You get out, these guys come, they vacuum inside the car, you're good to go. I was just like, what? Geez, where have I been living? This is nice, Yeah. And I want to tell you this story because this story happened to me after I've been in the US for a while. Oh my God, I'm bringing it in because it's hilarious. So consider this a commercial break, okay? There's this woman, older lady. She came to me and told me like, oh, she liked to talk to me because she knew I'm new in America. So we are just on the same wavelength, I'm not already like, crazy. You know what? Once you stay in America for a while, you don't have time to talk to old ladies. You're busy. You're like, my time is money. I don't have time to listen to all this thing. So she found me. She knew I was still not working yet, and I had time, and I also still respectful because we guys from Africa, we really love our elderly people. So we love them. We really tolerate them. So she came and started talking to me. She liked me so much. Actually, she always told me about her son. Nini. But anyway, let me tell you something. So this woman started talking to me, telling me this story. And I remember we guys were in church. We just come out of church, we're having tea because every day after church you can go have coffee, tea, whatever. So we sit in the church compound and she started talking to me. She was like, Lily, let me tell you something. This country is a mess. I said, okay, what happened? She told me that she quit her job because when she went to work in that house, she her job is to take care of 2 kids. And then at some point she had to go to the bathroom. So she used the bathroom, and the moment she stood up, the bathroom is flashed. And she's like, Lily, that house is possessed. There's ghosts in the house. It flashed on its own. My goodness. This poor woman could not sleep the whole night. She could not sleep. The following morning, she told the lady, I quit. I'm a Christian. I cannot live here. So I laughed because I know that happened to me at the airport in London. Where you use the bathroom and then you just like, when you get up, it flashes by itself because it has a sensor. It's automatic. So that story really killed me. I laughed so hard, and I didn't know what to tell her because I didn't know whether to tell her no. That I didn't want to ruin that for her. So I just thought, you know what? One day she'll figure this thing out, and laugh so hard. So I didn't tell her anything. But that's funny. So where are we? Okay. So here we are. I'm beginning to live in America, right? Let Monday come. I woke up on Monday. Okay, I woke up on Monday at around 8 in the morning. So where I went, my host gave me a nice perfect space in the attic. It was good, air conditioned. I had my own space, my own bathroom, my own bed, everything. So I had my own privacy, So I woke up at 8 in the morning that Monday. Remember, I arrived over the weekend on Saturday. We went to church on Sunday. So Monday I wake up and I come downstairs and the house is so quiet. So I ask, where's everybody? There's nobody here. Guys, everybody was gone. It's not like anybody left me a note or anything. People are just gone. I'm alone here. Now, for a girl who came from Africa, where community is everything, you get out of the door, hang out with your neighbor, So I thought, let me go say hello to my next door neighbor. I went out there. I couldn't even, there's nobody. Nobody's roaming around. Nobody's walking the street, Then I just realized I'm on my own, Today I'm on my own. Went in the house, tried to fix breakfast. Let me tell you something. When you come to America, the first thing, what you realize really quick is that food does not taste in America. You will realize just how precious food is in Africa. Food tastes so good here. In Kenya, food tastes so good in Kenya. Of course, I grew up in Kenya. Oh my God, everything tasted like mattresses and plastic and rotten cabbages. Okay, Tasted bad. Okay? So it starts even with the bread. I made tea. I couldn't even eat the bread, guys. And I realized that I was not able to eat bread in America for about 4 years. Tea was from Kenya. And what else? Everything basically didn't taste right. So I'm alone. I realize, what do I do when I'm alone at home? When I wake up in my house or in Kenya or my mom's house, the first thing, mop the house. Dude, I started mopping the wooden floor. I brought the bucket. I filled it with water. I'm telling you, picked up the mop, started mopping. And it's not like your mop that, you mop like standing. Duster. Now, piga duster. These houses are humongous, my friends. Big. With like, how many bedrooms? I think on this level, lower level, it was 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, a living room, a dining room. And then, of course, I had to go do my attic too. And then the bathrooms. Whoa. I mopped the whole freaking, God knows how many square meters. I cleaned the whole house. Okay. Then what do you do after you clean the house? Clean the dishes. Because everybody seemed to be in a hurry to leave in the morning. Dishes are in the sink. There's nobody here. I didn't even know that was a dishwasher right there. I just started washing dishes. With soap, I'm just washing dishes and rinsing them and fix a nice, rinsing place so I put them there so that they can air dry. Then what did I do after that? Sorting out, moving things in place, fixing things, just making sure the house is neat. All the shoes and slippers that were left in the walkway, the corridors, whatever, I'm moving everything and fixing everything. I'm fixing people's rooms. Dude, I didn't even know that it's weird to just go into somebody's room, I was just doing what I do at home. Because at my mama's house, I would fix her house, I'd fix her bedroom, I'd fix everything. So I waited for somebody to show up at lunch, nobody came. So I also passed lunch, I didn't have lunch. In the evening, at exactly 4 o'clock, I'm in the kitchen, cooking ugali. I cooked everything I could find. The chicken that was in the fridge, I cooked this, I cooked that. My God. So when these guys came, the first thing the lady of the house told me was like, na hii nyumba ni safi. Oh my God. She was like, and then she came, she's like, nyumba inanukia, umepika. They were so shocked. Like, how could you cooked? Oh my God. Yo, I cooked everything, So when she came, we ate, whatever. And then she sat me down. She told me, Lily, my kids are not babies. Do not go into their rooms to clean and do their beds. They do their own beds. They clean their own floors. They do their own laundry. And even the plates they use, they're supposed to wash their own plates before they leave. Because nobody here is supposed to clean after anybody. So you don't even bother going into those rooms trying to clean for them. That's not your job. You're not here to work. You do whatever you have to do. Take care of your space upstairs. Just make sure that's good. And these floors, we don't even clean this floor every day. We clean this floor twice a week. And mostly just once on Saturday. So don't worry about it. I was like, okay. Guess what? The following day I wake up, there's nobody again. I went on ahead and cleaned again. But this time, I didn't clean their rooms. Their individual rooms, no. I did the living room, the bathrooms, because I cannot stand it. The way I'm wired, or the way we are raised in Kenya, you can just sit there when the house is messy and you're a lady. It's almost like it feels bad. So I had to do it. So I did it. And I loved cooking for them. And I really, really enjoyed, especially cooking dinner. So that one, no matter how many times they told me not to do it, I just kept on doing it. And I had a great time just living with this family. But now, what I want to tell you is this. When you come to America, you have to understand something. You come here with huge expectations, and then you reach here in America and you're disappointed. As much as you want to have these huge expectations, please always remember that you have to be, in your mind, you have to be very flexible, and also you must have an open mind if you really want to come and survive in America. The thing is, some of your expectations are not realistic. And when you come here, the disappointment can push you to a very dark place that you can't come out of. Because you realize when you get here, there's no trees with money growing on them. Okay? You have to work very hard. I remember when my cousin took me, the lady, one of the kids in this house, we call each other cousin, took me to mall to go shopping. We are walking at the mall. I had my little money on me. She's buying stuff and I'm like, oh, that's MAC foundation, MAC powder. I'm just paying money. I'm just paying, $36. Oh, $40. I'm just like, oh, these are cheap. $40 only for things. I remember buying a really weird, stupid dress. Okay, I'm saying because it wasn't cute. At Macy's, that dress was just short, plain, black. I paid $60 for that dress and I bought it. And that's when this guy looked at me. He's like, what kind of money do you have? I'm like, why? Because you're buying expensive stuff. And I was like, it's only $60. You wait until I started working at the same store. Macy's store is where I got my first job. When I started working at that store, I did my 2 weeks. And when I looked at my paycheck, I had made only $275. I almost died that day. That's when the value of the dollar started sinking in. That's when I realized $60 is 6,000 freaking shillings plus. Welcome to America. So guys, let's talk about loneliness. I know if you've never been away from your family, you probably cannot relate to what loneliness really means. Or maybe you think loneliness is when you're a woman and you don't have a man, or you're a man and you don't have a woman. Yeah. You don't know what loneliness is until you're lonely, okay? Loneliness is a terrible thing. So I remember when I went to America, when I came to the States, I left my entire family back home. And my mom was really now my closest person because I had lost my dad way back. And my siblings, I'm the firstborn. So I left my siblings behind, I left my friends behind. We guys used to come from work, go through Tao, have a few drinks, But here I am now in this whole new culture. And the culture shock starts creeping in. So, the loneliness, sometimes now when everybody's gone and I'm alone in the house, at this time, I couldn't work because my papers were not through yet because I had to wait for the government to process my papers, process my social security, process my green card, so that I can be able to get an ID. Whoa, my gosh. I would sit there and that's how I learned to go online. So I remembered I started going and surfing the internet and I found this website called Graduates. I also found High Five. During those days, it was Graduates, High Five, MySpace. I did not do much of MySpace. And at that time, Facebook was only open to EDU accounts. So I couldn't do it because I wasn't in college yet. So I would, try to connect with people from my school through Graduates and then just friends who I used to talk to in Kenya because I already had High Five when I was in Kenya. And it was a little bit, talking to people here and there. But again, that's online. And then slowly by slowly, I started missing my mom, started missing my family. And then after a few, I think maybe 2 weeks later after I went to the US, my uncle died. And this is now the guy who was like a father to me. And I wasn't able to go to the funeral because my paperwork is not through yet. I don't even have a job, so how am I going to buy a ticket anyway? And that was sad. And that's when I was so lonely because I was just feeling so sad for my family, for my mom. I felt like really I needed to be home to support my family through this. And, pole. So one time, one of the girls in the house took me out to a store. These girls came to the US when they were very young, so they don't even know Swahili very well sometimes. So So I knew where the store is because it was just a walking distance. It was a Walmart, okay? Whoa, so next time I figured I know how to get to that store. I figured instead of sitting in the house alone all day, I can just go to Walmart, walk around, just window shopping because it's a big store. There's so much to look at. And so I got out the following day. Now I went to the store by myself, walked. It took me about, 15 minutes to get there, just walking slowly. And I was just walking around, minding my own business, and all of a sudden this light-skinned guy looking, Indian-looking guy just shows up from nowhere on the phone speaking Swahili, and I'm just like, is that Swahili? Oh my God. And I started following the guy. He's going this way, I'm just behind him, he's going that way, I'm just following this guy around, which is like, because I really, really, really needed to talk to this guy. I'm just like, there's a person who speaks Swahili. This must be Kenyan. I found somebody. It's a Kenyan guy. So, at long last, that conversation had to end. The guy hung up and I said, Jambo. And I said, Jambo, you speak Swahili? I said, yes, I'm from Kenya. And he said, oh, Atamimi natoka Kenya. Nilizaliwa Kitale. I'm like, what? And I say hello to him. I said, it's nice to meet you, whatever. And then after that, it just becoming a little creepy. So you gotta let people go, These are God's people. God says, let my people go. So, I just said, okay, bye. So it was nice to see this person and talk to them. I felt, for once, like, whoo, it was nice to see somebody else from my hood. I don't even know. Like, you have no idea how that feels. It's like, wow, The rest of the time, you're just seeing people from other cultures, being Hispanics, whites, what. And if you see somebody who's black, African American. So that was cool, So then, I quickly realized, soon I'm gonna start looking for a job and things. But then, one thing that I learned very fast while in the States is that owning a car is not a luxury like in Kenya. In Kenya, the rich people own cars. It's a luxury. Otherwise, you take matatus, you take boda, you walk, In the States, owning a car is a necessity. As a matter of fact, many people won't hire you if you're not driving, because they want to be able to make sure you don't depend on public transportation, so you can make it to work on time and you can leave late or whatever. You give that convenience to your employer. So I realized very fast that I'm gonna have to figure out how to buy me a car, and I'm gonna have to figure out this and that. So when it comes to things like looking for a job, when you're in Kenya, you're pumping your chest, you're like, I'm going to America to work. I will work and work. I'll do jobs, I will clean, I will do everything and make a lot of money and buy like boats and yachts and things. So you come here and you're like, oh, I'll sell newspapers. Somebody told me they will sell newspapers. So you come here and you realize, dang, first of all, you can't even do that job without a car, and forget a car. You can't even have a job without papers. So, and if you're having a job without papers, it's under the table, which is a whole different story. So basically, I realized that looking for a job here is a whole other crazy experience. I would walk down the street, I would see people, and I'm like, I could be your nanny, I could be your nanny. But then, on the flip side, you try to stand around somebody's house thinking about talking to them, they're going to call the police, 911, what's the emergency? Oh, there's a lady here looking very strange. She's looking into my house. I don't know her. She's black. God, I'm telling you. You have to stay on your lane, okay? That I learned ASAP. You stay on your lane in America. You don't keep showing up at people's house unannounced or just knocking on people's doors or just talking to people's kids. Oh my gosh, you can't do that. You cannot just be addressing people's kids like the way we do it here in Africa. Like, you'll be jailed for attempted kidnapping or worse, So, I swear to God, I see an elephant. Wow. Is that an elephant? So anyway, yeah, I quickly found out that in Kenya, when I was here, I would, you make my CV, go into somebody's office, introduce myself, hand them over my CV. You're looking for a job. But in America, I quickly realized that doesn't happen. You will never ever show up at anybody's office with your resume trying to get a job. Everything is online. You want to apply for a job, go online, do your application, upload your resume, and wait for the phone call. If the phone call never happens, then tough luck, another job. You just have to keep applying for jobs. And actually, my first job, actually, no, that was my third job, came through Monster, which was very amazing. And this was a job in retail banking with a very amazing company called PNC, and I loved that job. But let's not jump the gun. Let's talk about my first job. My first job was being a holiday associate. I already talked to you about it. I worked at Macy's as a holiday associate. I started somewhere before Black Friday, sometime it was the end of October, went all the way to the 1st of January, and that was it because it was a holiday job. It was the one that paid me that money that I was like, wait, all this time I've been working, I'm working so hard, and this is all I make? It was shocking. And then from there, my second job. So this is this is what happened. I was taken to my second job by the lady who was hosting me, and that time they were very they needed somebody because they were short staffed for the night. So my first assignment was to go in, be trained that night, and then get my schedule the following day after I go through the entire hiring process. So when I went to that place, it's a house. So this is like they call it what do they call it? Okay, I'm good. I remember. So they call it direct care. So direct care, and the setup is a group home. Okay, so I was to go and work in this group home. So when I went there, and I was told, you're here now. The lady had already done almost everything. The clients were all set. They were already in their rooms. They already had dinner. And so I was being told, I'll be told what to do in the morning. So my job was to stay overnight, and then the following morning I had some things to do before I leave. That morning I was told, in the morning at 6 o'clock we started, working. And what the lady did, she was making breakfast, and we had a total of 4 clients. Yes, 4 clients. So one of them was a man. And she took care of the ladies and told me my job was to take care of this man. And so I asked her, what do I do? She told me, you get him out of bed, you put him on his wheelchair, you wheel him to the bathroom, you let him use the bathroom, you clean him after, you put him in the shower, you wash him, you shower him, you dry him up, you dress him, and then you sit him at the table for breakfast, and after that, you make sure his lunch is in the vehicle because they have to go to something called the day program. And I sat there thinking, me, Lily Nyarokech, this is an old man. I am going to do what again? Oh my God. I look at the door. That's the exit. Should I just exit now? Then I looked at this woman and I'm like, you're alone. There's 4 clients here. That's not fair. So I said, okay. So how do I shower him? She told me, you take him off of his clothes. All of his clothes. His shower stuff is over there in the bathroom. It's labeled. Use that to wash him the way you wash a child. Now she's getting irritated. And I was like, oh my God. So I quickly figured out how to get this guy, because he still had strength on his legs, so he helped me get him to sit on the wheelchair. I wheeled him into the bathroom. I let him sit in the bathroom, do his business. Well, I waited out there, so just thinking about what's gonna happen. I was losing it. And then when he told me he's done, I came, flashed, and cleaned him up. And then I put him on the chair again, wheeled him into the bathroom. There's a very special thing where he's supposed to sit on for his shower. And that day, I washed a grown man for the first time in my life. Guys, oh my God. I did not know exactly even how I went through, because it was something that nobody prepared me for. Nobody told me that this is what's gonna happen. You might end up doing this and this and that. I would have prepared myself psychologically. It just, So after I did that, I dressed him up. Actually, I had to shave his beard first. I shaved him, dressed him up, and after oiling his body and everything, I wheeled him onto the dining space. As soon as the day program people came, I told this lady, I quit, and I left. And I went home. And on my way home, I told myself, I will never go back to that job. Never. Yeah. Okay, fast forward 2 months, I went and asked for the job, and again, I got it. The end. Wait for number 2. I'm gonna do part 2 of this story. This will talk about things like how I taught myself how to drive, all my other experiences, juggling school, work, looking for college, just navigating the system.